I've been sitting with a lot of feelings this week, this season. Grief, frustration, tenderness, and a longing to rewrite the scripts we're handed about who our neighbors are. It started with a video from a young creator I follow on RedNote. His username is PenPalD. He shares these heartbreakingly beautiful videos as if he's still writing to the American pen pal he never had. See, years ago in China, there was a school project. Children were given names and addresses of American students and asked to write letters, signing them all Lu Han. But those letters never received a reply, not one. Now, as an adult, Dee writes those letters again in video form. His voice is gentle, curious, sometimes aching. One video in particular broke me wide open. It was titled, "American Diversity Divides." I haven't cried that hard since my brother died. He spoke with such clarity, not just about his own country's deeper history, but about ours. And in doing so, he held up a mirror I wasn't quite ready for. It's a strange thing to realize that, as Americans, we are taught to see other nations not as places filled with real people, but as faceless institutions. We are conditioned to view their governments as their only identity. We don't learn to see the people behind the policies, the families behind the foreign policy. And when you don't see people, you can't love them. Dee started a group on RedNote called Chats Across Borders, where people from different countries, mostly Americans with Dee as our gentle guide, are trying to unlearn what we were taught. In a conversation with him, it hit me like a brick to the chest. For all our talk in church about loving our neighbors, we have a tragically narrow definition of who neighbor means. Missionaries were once set out not to learn from others, but to convert them, to make them think like us, believe like us, and abandon what made them who they were. That's not love. That's assimilation. That's a kind of colonial cruelty wrapped in holy language. And today it's not just the church. Our government, our media, even our neighbors teach us to fear countries like China. I don't see China as a threat. I see people, artists and students and parents and thinkers and dreamers who, like us, want to live and love and create. Is Xi Jinping power hungry? Maybe. But that doesn't make 1.4 billion people his clones. Reducing an entire nation to one man's ambition is not only ignorant, it's inhumane. Say something like that out loud, and some folks will tell you you've been brainwashed by Chinese propaganda on TikTok or RedNote. But I think the greater danger isn't propaganda from them. It's the propaganda we've been marinating in for decades. Propaganda that tells us some people aren't worth knowing, aren't worth loving, aren't worth listening to. Propaganda that tells us we are the good guys and the rest of the world is either our project or our enemy. But Jesus never said, love your neighbor as long as their government aligns with yours. He never added, love your neighbor only if they agree with you. He simply said, love your neighbor as yourself. I'm still learning how to do that, still stumbling, still weeping over missed letters and silent mailboxes and the harm that we've done in the name of saving others. But I believe in love across borders. I believe in seeing people, not powers. I believe in unlearning and relearning and showing up with our hands open instead of our fists clenched. That's the peace I seek on earth as it is in heaven. And maybe it starts with writing back. P.S. To the ones who wrote and never got a reply, this is me writing back. I see you now. Have a blessed day.